Hi there, my name's Jen and I watch stuff. That's why my channel is called Jen Watches Stuff. So if you're new here, that's what the deal is. And if you aren't new here, I apologize for the rerun. I want to tell you guys that I actually tried to do reviews of these movies and make them each under 3 minutes long, but I felt so unnatural that when I was able to do that, but then when I was listening to it, I sound like a robot because that's just not my style. So there are plenty of people out there who can talk for under 3 minutes and just post their stuff straight to Instagram. And I don't think I'm ever going to be one of those people. That's not my bag, right? I'm sure there are a lot of people who wish that that's exactly what I would just do, but they're probably not watching me because they realize this girl just be talking a lot and then, takes forever to get to the point that she's trying to make. But, those people aren't even here. I'm talking to you guys who come to watch this. Guys, so first weekend, week one of Countdown to Christmas, Hallmark. And unfortunately, I'll just cut right to the point. Neither one of these movies are movies that I would tell somebody to watch. Would definitely not tell a normal person, meaning a non-Hallmark person, to watch these. And even a Hallmark person, I don't think I see why anyone should give up like a couple of hours, hour and a half, whatever, when you take out the commercials, of their lives for either of these movies. But all right, let's start with the first one that came out. Well, Friday night we had Mistletoe Murders, which I say in my preview video that I watched that last year when it was on Hallmark Plus. And what I did not mention was glad that they're dropping it on Hallmark, but when is season 2? Because they did leave this that we would want a season 2, because I like Sarah Drew. I like the guy that's in it. I find it to be very entertaining. I love a murder mystery. I think that I said each episode, I am going to rewatch it too, probably. I did start rewatching it, that each episode, because I have no memory, and so it's great because I can go back and be like, I don't remember who did this. Like, I'm literally like already to the part where somebody got murdered, and I'm like, I literally don't remember who did it, so that's terrific for me. Anyway, so every 2 episodes a murder gets solved, and there's only like 6. So I would have loved that there were more, and I really hope they're going to make a season 2 of this because Sarah Drew's great, and please, Hallmark, do that for us. Anyway, so you should definitely check that out. The movie that dropped on Saturday is called A Roy Montana Christmas with Warren Christie and Fiona Gubelman. So first thing, Fiona Gubelman's accent. Because anytime that you've got somebody from a fictional country, they have to give them some sort of accent that is like British adjacent. Granted, since this is a fictional country, we really don't know what the people sound like, right? So Fiona could come in sounding like whatever, but I believe what she's going for is something akin to a British accent, okay? So what she's giving me, and let me backtrack and say, when it comes to Fiona, I said in the preview, like, I don't have anything against Fiona Gubelman, but I have not seen anything with her in it that was like, I want to watch that movie again. And unfortunately, she was in something with Jesse Metcalfe. I can't remember the name, and I just really didn't like that movie at all. Like, and that was like years before I was doing this, but and then the one that was in Ireland last year was just there, and I don't remember if there's something else with her I've seen, but anyway, it doesn't mean I don't like, I don't dislike her, but like, she's not anybody that like I'm, oh my god, like Kimberly Sested or Bethany Joy Lenz or even Erin Krakow or somebody like that. She's not that for me by any stretch. So, but her accent is giving me Vanessa Hudgens in Princess Switch. So the Princess Switch movies, there was 3 movies. I have seen them all. I would absolutely watch them again because they are terrible. They are so dumb. Vanessa Hudgens plays 2 people. One of the people has an accent from a fictional country, and she sounds pretty ridiculous, but will I watch it again? Absolutely. Because it's a different, that's a Netflix Princess Switch movie, and that's what we're getting, okay? I can't explain it. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair that with Fiona Gubelman doing it, I'm distracted because I'm just thinking of Vanessa Hutchinson Princess Switch. That's not Fiona's fault. See, it's already 5 minutes. I can't do these reviews in under 3 minutes. That's absolutely absurd. That's the first issue. Second thing is, right after we meet her, they're trying to tell us that she's not really cut out for this like princess stuff, but her mom is going to be like retiring and they want her to take care over some of the duties and stuff. So they show her like getting dressed to go, like she's just been out like riding her horse and stuff, and they show her getting dressed and she's like stumbling in these heels, which to me made no sense because in real life Fiona Gubelman is like 45. I know she's not supposed to be 45 in this movie, but let's just say she's supposed to be 35 in this movie. She's still, now if I were walking in heels, because I am 6 feet tall, I don't wear heels like ever. And even if I like had a boyfriend or a husband or something like that, because my ex-husband was shorter than I was, but even if I had somebody like that I was dating who was like 6'7", I still wouldn't wear heels because they seem ludicrous. Like my feet do not look like they should go. I wear a size 12, first of all. Second of all, like the best that I can do is like some little kind of wedge before I'm about to fall over. Like I'm already high enough off the ground as it is. I don't want to add any more because the higher you are, the further there is to fall, right? So no, thank you. But will have been walking in heels easily like the last 15 plus years, right? Like, I mean, so are you telling me that for the last 15 years, she's always had these issues with heels? Because I wasn't buying it, and that just distracted me. It took me out of the story because I'm like, this to me, you're trying to show me this is not the life for her, but you needed to show me in a different way, is my opinion. Okay. She decides that she wants to go to, tells her mom, like, look, I'm going to take over being like, I think it was a duchess or something, but I need some time off. I need a breather. So she decides she wants to go to this dude ranch where she and her dad had gone when she was a little girl. And she had a great time. And her dad has since passed away. So, and then they have her assistant guy. I don't know what his job is. Like, I'm calling him the assistant. That's what she calls him. Before she tells anybody she's a princess in Montana. But he is like her assistant guy. So, who's American, and the mom's like, yeah, it's good you go with her because then you can help her with country life. And he's like, I'm from New York, and the only ranch I know about is ranch dressing, which I thought was kind of fun. But I really like him because, before I forget, one of my favorite things about this movie is his outfit changes that he like, where he's being like trying to be like fashionable, but like blend in, but he's not blending it at all because it's like these outfits are too like fancy for a dude ranch or something. But I really enjoyed those a lot. I liked him a lot. Anyway, of course, so she gets into Montana and she parks the car and she runs over or backs over some Christmas ornaments that Warren Christie was using to decorate something, which I don't even remember. Some kind of they're not at the dude ranch. They're like getting coffee in town. So then they show us like, so this is how they're meeting, right? Is that she's backing over the ornaments. And but my issue with that is like, I don't understand why this box of ornaments was sitting in the street, because there was like plenty of sidewalk like where they were. And that didn't make any sense. Like, that's kind of on you, Warren Christie, for leaving your ornaments in the street. Like, I don't understand why they were there. Seems like something silly that I would do. And you have more sense than that. Warren Christie in a cowboy hat as like completely a wonderful, great idea. I think he is a very handsome man. I think he is very charismatic. I loved him in It's the Most Wonderful Time of Year. I loved him in that Holiday Road movie from last year, the year before. It must be the year before, because last year I believe was the Nikki DeLoach movie, where they're telling about how they got together and stuff. They're telling the story to their daughter's boyfriend. I really enjoyed that movie. So I love me some Warren Christie. And I think for me, that is probably why I enjoyed the movie as much as I did, because I really liked him a lot. I liked her assistant guy. The people that play the parents are very familiar to me, that play his parents. Like, I think the lady was in An Unexpected Christmas. It's like Tyler Hines' mom. I want to say she was in that movie that's like in Tahoe and Train. And don't get me started on how I feel about Train. The guy from Train is in. Pat somebody. She might have been the mom in that. And she was the mom in Real West. She was Kimberly Susted's mom in Real West, which I love that movie. Ooh, talk about charismatic in cowboy hat. What's his name? Is it Lucas Bryant? Is that his name? God, he's adorable. Anyway, so, and Dad is in, I just saw him in, I haven't rewatched the whole thing, but A Reason for the Season? Is that what it is? With Taylor Cole from last year. This is such a good movie. It was totally in my top 10. Love that movie. And I think she played, what's his name's? The main character. I always get him and Lucas Bryant confused, because what the hell is his name? You guys will know who I'm talking about when I show you a picture. He's in, oh God, he was in the Bridesmaid, the wedding movies with, he was the one who had a Boston accent with Lacey Chabert. And of course he's from the series that's been on for a million years that I don't watch, One Calls the Heart. And his name is just completely flying out of my mind. But anyway, why was I even bringing him up? The Reason for the Season. Yeah, because he's in that. So I like the parents. And then, but yeah, the movie is very just like, it's there being a movie, because we really don't, you can tell they like each other from the beginning. I think I would have liked it if maybe there was some like friction or something, but it isn't a fish out of water thing, because she really likes being at the dude ranch and stuff. And so when she tells him that she's a princess, it's not like a big deal. He's not upset that she hadn't told him before. It totally makes sense that she hadn't told him, because she wants people to treat her like a normal person. So I don't know. It just when it comes time for her to leave, to me, the stakes just aren't big enough, because we already know she doesn't want this Duchess job anyway. So this is like an absolute no-brainer that she's going to, and we meet her sister in the beginning, and her sister doesn't seem awkward at all when it comes to these public appearances and stuff like that. So this is a complete no-brainer. Yes, Hallmark movies are predictable, 1,000,000%, but this is an absolute no-brainer. There aren't any stakes. There aren't any emotional stakes, really, because this is a very easy thing. She loved the dude ranch as a kid. She loves horses. They even met. He was there as a little kid when she was there as a little kid, because the parents owned it back then. So, the fact that this is where she's supposed to be is, absolutely clear. So, when he shows up, because she goes back home to Zolarnia, and when he shows up there, it's no surprise. So, there is a kiss that they have that is it's fire. It's fantastic, but it's not enough for me to go you should watch this movie. But I also didn't feel like I had just had my time stolen from me. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and give it I think a 6.5. I might have even said 6.75 when I did my first little 3-minute review, but I've had some time to reflect on my life choices. And we're going to go 6.5 for that. And I forgot where that lines up on my scale, but of what I was guessing these movies were going to be. But I will be posting where I thought they were going to land, and how my iced peppermint mochas So that's what I'm using again. Ice peppermint mochas like last year. Last year I was doing and the year before, I think I did like 5 possible as the top. But I felt too limited in that. So I'm going 10 this year, and 10 is the tops. And I believe it's like 9 or 10 is what's going to get you a Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So I'm going to go 6.5 ice peppermint mochas for this one. And I don't remember if there's anything else I wanted to tell you about, but, Anyway, all right, I'm going to take a little break, and then we're going to get back to the second movie. Okay, second movie of the weekend, Sunday, we had A Christmas Angel match. This one with Benjamin Ayers and Megan Ory. And I have to say, I shockingly, much like last year's Believe in Christmas with Megan Ory and her real life husband, I don't understand why I like this movie as much as I did. Or should I say, I don't understand why I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I was going to dislike it. So what I like off the bat is, the main thing that I like about this movie is Megan Ory and Benjamin Ayers together. I think that they have great chemistry, and I would love to see them in like a good movie. Like in a movie that's not this movie. And it's hard to explain. Okay, well, the thing that makes this not a good movie, the first thing that makes this not a good movie is, okay, wait, let me wait to get to that for a minute. The other thing I like about this movie is that these two are angels, but the setup for them being angels is that they work for like a corporation. Like they take us to an office. It's like there's a receptionist, there's the whole thing. And like the first thing we see is that they're going to this, like, if you've worked in the private sector, you've been to these things where it's like an award ceremony or something, and everybody's like standing around and like to get Angel of the Year, basically, right? And Megan Ory has received it several times, and she's like 537 years old, I think, and she's, very by the book and stuff, which with her angel stuff that she does. And then there's Benjamin Ayers, who, is more of a like fly by the seat of his pants kind of guy and has a bunch of matches. But Megan Ory is like, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, da da da. But anyway, he gets the Angel of the Year thing. And then the head angel guy, the guy in charge, they are responsible for getting their job is to like make a Christmas match before the end of the year, right? Basically by making a Christmas match to get these people like in the same room together, to get them to meet, to get them to like make the connection that's going to send them they are soulmates, to get them sent on their way. So she says, okay, she shows this is the couple that she's going to be working on. And then Benjamin Ayers says, I have the same couple too. Is there a glitch? And then, the guy's like, no, there's no glitch. You two are going to work on this together. And then in the meantime, there's this extra pressure because there's this threat of downsizing and merging their department with like the Cupids or something like that silly. Okay. So whenever we have Benjamin Ayers and Megan Ory together, I think that they're great. It comes alive when the two of them are together. I've always liked Benjamin Ayers. And Megan Ory has, I like her from Chesapeake Shores. She was in a real stinker that came in, bottom of my list a few years ago with Christopher Russell. And she was was she like a personal shopper or something? I don't remember if there was magic in that one too or whatever. But anyway. But I like her. And in this movie, she looked absolutely stunning. I think she looks great. The lighting, the makeup, all that's really good. So when we meet this couple, they keep what they're trying. The message of this movie is that they're saying that the tender hearts, which is what they call the humans, are always looking down at their phones. They're always scrolling. They're not paying attention. Da 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 da. All this stuff, which is a great message to have. However, I think the main people who would benefit from this message are people who are probably not watching this movie, because people who are watching this movie are old like me or older, and very I would think by and large, I don't know if Hallmark is trying to reach out to a younger audience by going, look, we know people are always on their phones. I don't know, guys, but Hallmark is for us olds. I mean, granted, always going to be exceptions. And Hallmark, people of all ages enjoy Hallmark, I'm sure. But for the most part, Is it going to be like a 55-year-old lady, like like a 55-year-old suburban mom who's watching this shit? Yeah, probably, you know. So, anyway. And then again, lots of other people are watching this too. Anyway, so we see a lot of them like looking down at their phones, right? And like a lot of other people looking down at their phones so that they can hammer this point to us. And they keep having these near misses with them meeting and stuff. The guy is like such a nerd, like, and I mean that, I'm not meaning that disparagingly, but he's like he deals with numbers and stuff like that. And he goes to visit his grandma, his adoptive grandma, because he lost his parents when he was young, and his adoptive grandma took him in. And it's all very sweet. But her acting is terrible, and it seems like somebody brought their grandma to work and said, Grandma, read these lines. And then the same thing happens when we meet her grandpa, who of course is going to wind up living in the same senior home. Same thing. Sounds like these people just walked in off the street. They said, can you be the grandpa for the day? And read these lines. They're adorable. I didn't want to think that their acting was bad, but it was bad. It was just really, really bad. I'm no acting coach. I'm no actress, but it's pretty terrible. So anyway, they do, like, obviously what's going to happen is in the course of trying to get them, you know, she has her ways of doing things. He has his way of doing things. And of course they're going to, you know, meet in the middle and find, you know, a way to do this. And of course they wind up falling in love in the meantime. And it turns out it was all a, what do you call it? It was the main angel's like thing was to try to get them together. Whenever I'm doing these movies, I don't even lead with like spoiler alert, but I will say that I guess in the title, but it's not like a this isn't like The Sixth Sense where you don't see this stuff coming, right? And where you're like super surprised by what the twist is. It's not like that. So this is Hallmark. Anyway, I don't really know if there's anything else I need to say about this movie. Again, I like them together. She looks great. I like the silly concept of it being like at a corporation. I thought that was fun as opposed to just having it be like a serious, like, we're, you know, when they just plop us down with some angels kind of thing. And I can't even think of a good example, but like I don't consider myself like to be an angel movie type person, but this was, I think, a fun spin on it. That being said, like, even though I would watch this movie, if you ask me which one I would rather watch again between this and the Royal Montana, weirdly, I think it would be this weirdo movie. I think that it really would be this movie with like the bad acting and kind of the ridiculous concept, because I like magic and stuff like that. So like I'm a sucker for this stuff. And this one to me was more of a fun watch than Royal Montana Christmas, because Royal Montana Christmas is just so straightforward and stuff. But because of the terrible acting in some of the parts, and that like we really get next to nothing as far as the people they're trying to match with, have a good conversations, you know, have a couple of decent conversations, but it's nothing very exciting at all. So basically we're just counting on Megan and Ben to like carry this movie. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6.5, just like the other one, and we'll see where that lands. And I'm going to stop talking because I was going to get off work and go take a nap, and now we're approaching the time where it's going to be too late for me to get a nap, I think. So maybe I just won't, and I'll go to bed extra early. I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. And yeah, this is going to wind up not being 3 minutes of review. Like, now I feel normal. I don't feel like a robot or anything. So that's good. If you stuck around for all this, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Please let me know what you thought about these movies. Whether or not if you would disagree, I'd love to hear that. I would love to hear it. If you think I'm crazy for, you know, I saw somebody post on one of my Facebook groups, like how that movie is like one of the dumbest movies they've ever seen. Talk about the Angel movie. So if you feel that way, I would love to hear that. Comment down below. You can find me on the Instagram too, at Jen Watches Stuff. And that's it. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you next week for some more. Okay, bye.